Today is another crazy day because Halloween is approaching and Grow a Garden has released an absolutely crazy update. That's why today I'm gonna turn my garden into a deadly graveyard. A place no one would dare set foot in because it's so terrifying. What do you think? Does this place deserve to be the scariest and most majestic graveyard in the world? I guess we all have the answer, right? So, what are we waiting for? Let's start building. Halloween without Halloween-themed cosmetics just isn't scary. You guys. So, let's put these things out. I've got quite a few crates and devil eggs here. Let's place them all and open them at once. Alright, now let's get started with the building. First, I'll build the iconic gate of the graveyard. This is the gate that you see whenever you enter a graveyard or watch one in movies. It's pretty iconic, and besides that, it's kind of like a symbol of death. Once you see it, it's like spotting the Grim Reaper, meaning your life's basically over. Haha. And if you see this gate, welcome to the realm of the dead. Building this gate is actually pretty simple. What you need to do is stack these pillars to make steps, then add a few stones around them, and finally create the gate itself using more pillars on top. It's not too hard. I've finished the basic part, the steps and stone platform of the gate. This is the first step toward the doorway of death, guys. All that's left is the door to hell itself. Using stone as the material for structures like this really fits, doesn't it? It creates a raw, eerie vibe that's hard to describe. Now, I'm going to use some stone floor tiles to make a small platform here, to give the place a bit more of a solemn, grand feel. It'll look like this. We only need a few pieces, not too many. If you place too many, it'll end up looking like an artificial graveyard, not natural. I want it to feel wild, like an abandoned graveyard, an ancient ruin. For the gate, I'm going to use these moss-covered pillars. Just looking at them is scary enough, right? This cosmetic is absolutely perfect for the event. To cap the top of the gate, I'll use some stones, of course, but it has to be balanced. I'll make a triangular hat right in the middle. Overall, it'll resemble the architecture used to build a malevolent shrine or Sukuna domain. You guys, if you know, haha. Anyway, Sukuna is a villain and a demon. And since the Grim Reaper and graveyards are also somewhat linked to demons, I'll do it in a similar style. Now, let's add some jaggedness to make it even scarier with these sharp spikes. Alright everyone, welcome to the scariest graveyard in the world. Even though we only have the gate so far, who cares, we'll deal with the rest later. Ha! But look at this, isn't it crazy? Oh my god, it's so terrifying and so cool, especially with this event weather. Absolutely awesome. The style is European graveyard, but the architecture leans a bit Asian. It's a perfect combination. Now I feel like these mossy pillars are a bit off with their color. So I'm going to try out different types of pillars. I have to see which one fits the vibe best. It looks like these owl pillars are pretty good. They're dark, but have a reflective shine. Definitely suitable for use. Let's give it a try. Suddenly, I thought of an even crazier idea. Why not use these owl pillars to make a path at the back? They reflect light and create a divine vibe, like a gateway leading you to God. Ha! Look at this, guys. Isn't it pretty crazy? This is exactly what I wanted. Oh my God, it's perfect. Just this is more than enough. Now let's do some event quests. I want to get some rewards along with the events trees. We've got quite a few new trees and pets here. This event requires a lot of spiky trees to earn points, so I've already prepared a whole garden full of them. That way, we don't have to worry about running out of points. Ha. We've got a few nice items here later. I'll make good use of them. There are some really high quality fog machines in this update, and they're super useful, you guys. Not just for the Halloween theme, they can be used in other themes too. As a builder, I absolutely love that. I've set up all the corners for the fog machines to work, guys. What do you think? It looks pretty misty and eerie, right? Absolutely amazing. Alright, I admit it, making a path out of these pillars looks a bit ugly. So I've decided to use them to build a long wall extending from both sides of the gate. It looks much better that way. Alright, how's that? Much better, right? It couldn't get any more perfect. Absolutely fantastic. It looks like a fortress wall with a gate leading to the holy ground of death. Now, let's add a few small details to make this place feel more like a graveyard. These coffins and crosses are perfect for that. Alright, absolutely perfect. So cool. Oh my, how am I this clever? The idea of making a wall from these pillars is just insanely brilliant. Oops, but why can't we pass through here? I guess I'm not allowed to enter hell yet, huh? Well, fair enough, a good person like me could never step through this gate anyway. Alright, viewed in first-person perspective, it's absolutely perfect, top-notch to the max. Now let's plant some trees and add decorations to fill up the empty space a bit. The basic tree planting is done, and here's how I've arranged them. These new spiky trees look really nice, so I've made fences around them like this. Pretty perfect, right? Now it's time for us to do some event stuffs. This is the power of the bear. You guys. I'm not even sure how much effect the spooky mutation actually gives. I just exchanged for a few event trees. Let's plant them to see if they look good and use them for decoration as well. Everything is looking much more perfect now. I've left 2 empty spaces on either side. This is where my plan comes into play. I'll create graves around these spaces, and it'll be the perfect spot. Once it's built, you guys will be really surprised at how fitting it is. The admin has already provided us with the graves, so all we need to do now is place them as thoughtfully and balanced as possible. I'll use these ponds to create a rising fog effect, giving it a more eerie and chilling atmosphere. Alright, the basic setup is done. Oh man, everything looks perfect. It's like we're standing in a graveyard straight out of a movie. If possible, I'd love to build a Ghost Rider here too, but sadly we don't have the materials for that. Haha. This is the moment when night falls behold, you mere mortals. The supreme domain of the Grim Reaper. The graveyard, where you'll face the most terrifying thing in this world. So terrifying, so horrifying, yet somehow, it's still beautiful and perfectly fitting in its own way. It's still a bit empty out here, so I'm going to plant a few more big trees to decorate the area. Oh my god, the more I decorate, the more beautiful and perfect everything gets. I mean, have you ever seen a graveyard this grand, this dazzling, yet still a bit eerie? If I were the Grim Reaper, I'd just stay here forever and never go back to work. Huh. Come take a walk around this place with me. Let's keep decorating and rearranging things a bit more. Now it's time to hatch some eggs. The best thing we got is probably this spider. Ha! This is the power of the bat. And this one's from the dog, nothing too special, even though dogs have been around in this game for quite a while. Now, I'll add a few small scattered details around the graveyard to make it look extra polished and creepy. Let's make it resemble something straight out of an animated movie. Yeah, if it looked too asterisk realistic, it probably wouldn't be suitable for kids. Haha.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Oh my god, look at this. The weather's making it impossible for me to move. That's hilarious. Alright, now let's get started. Alright everyone, this is our final result. The craziest and scariest graveyard in the entire game. I bet no one else could build a graveyard quite like this, haha. But after watching this video, I'm sure you've got some new ideas for your own build shredded with the building. I invite you all to visit and admire this place. Anyway, that's how you can build a graveyard in Asterisk. Grow a garden Asterisk. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. See you next time.
You burst in a fire, burn, a thirst and desire. You